Hello everyone, my dear students of first year. Today we are going to start unit number 4th, probability and random variables. So here in this unit we focus on basic probability, then random variables. Here compound probability we are going to study. Then in random variables, both random variables we are going to study. Discrete random variables as well as continuous random variables. So output of today's video is just recall few concepts related to the probability, then define probability, then solve problems on probability, and lastly we define random variables and solve some problems on random variables. So after completing this unit you will understand the concept of probability. So that is our output we set. Now let us define probability. To define probability, I need sample space. Sample space, yes, we denote it as notation yes. The set of all possible outcomes of an experiment is known as sample space. The set of all possible outcomes. The set of all possible outcomes of an experiment. So whatever the experiment we are going to do, the possible number of outcomes gives us sample space. Let me clear this concept. If I toss a coin, then either I get head or tail. So this head and tail gives me possible number of outcomes. So what are the possible number of outcomes here? Possible number of outcomes are 2, H and T. Correct? So n of s you can call it as 2. If I just toss a coin, then I get 2 outcomes. If I toss 2 coins, suppose I toss 2 coins, then what are the outcomes? I get both heads, then one head and one tail, then one tail and one head, or both are tails. So what are the outcomes here? Total number of outcomes are 4: head head, head tail, tail head, and tail tail. Understood? When two coins are tossed. If I throw a die, suppose I just throw a die means a cube is there, 1 to 6 numbers are there. So if I throw a die, then I get 6 possible outcomes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total number of outcomes are 6, and that is our set yes. So sample space means set of all possible outcomes. Correct? Now probability. We define probability here. Suppose yes is the sample space, means possible number of outcomes. Then the probability of occurring a event A will occur. You can say event A will occur. So occurring of event A, P of A is equal to M upon N. In short, we called M upon N, or you may call N of A divided by N of S. In some book, this notation is also there. What is that? N of A upon N of S. What it indicate? Number of elements in the event A upon number of elements in the event sample space. Yes, just like here, how many elements? 6 elements in a die. When I throw a die, the sample space contains 6 elements. And now same way, if I I want number 3 only. I want number 3, so only one singleton. So A contains singleton 3. Correct? So I get 1, number of A is 1 upon 6. This is the probability. Understood? Or in another word, we can say that number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. Number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. You may remember it anyway. M upon N, use this notation, or N of A upon N of S, use this notation. According to your convenience, you can use any notation. Correct? Now, this probability is always lies between 0 and 1. Probability always lies between 0 and 1. Means there is either 100% or none. 0 and 1. So just like 1 is 100% he will pass or he will fail, definitely fail, we call 0 and 1. And that we call probability of success. Probability of success, and it is denoted by small p. Same way I can find probability of failure also. If probability of success is p, then I can define probability of failure, it is q, and total probability is always 1. Keep in your mind. P plus q is equal to 1. Or if I define it in terms of set, then P of A is the probability of occurring set A, and P of A complement is the probability of A will not occur, not occurring set A, right? One is denoted by P, probability of success. Second one is denoted by probability of failure, Q. Therefore, addition of these two is equal to 1. Probability of sample space is always 1. Probability of yes is 1. Again, if I have a set, suppose if I take a set E and it is subset of F, then probability of E is always less than or equal to probability of F. If E is subset of F, then P of E is yes less than or equal to P of E. Correct? And if P of A is the probability of occurring A, then P of A complement from our relation P plus Q equal to 1. From that relation what we find? 1 minus P of A. 1 minus P of A. Understood the concept? And P plus Q is equal to, yes, what you will get? P plus Q is equal to 1. No need to write it again, but I will write, no problem. Correct? Now let us define few definitions related to the probability. Now let us define mutually exclusive event. Remember this word, mutually exclusive. While solving the problems, we need it. Mutually exclusive means a event A and B, or an event you can call, an event A and B are said to be mutually exclusive. Means two events are there, are called mutually exclusive if both cannot be happen simultaneously. Both cannot be happen simultaneously. Means what? A man cannot be live or dead at the same time. तो एक तर मेलेला असेल किंवा जिवंत असेल, दोन्ही एका वेळेस असू शकत नाही. लक्षात आलं? किंवा अ हेड और टेल कॅन नॉट बी अपीयर ॲट द सेम टाइम फॉर अ अनबायस्ड कॉइन. A head or tail cannot be appear at the same time. Means what? P of A intersection B is empty. A intersection B is empty there. Therefore, P of A intersection B is 0. Keep in your mind this one. Means what I required, the concept is this one. If two events are mutually exclusive, means probability P A intersection B is equal to 0. That I want only. Whenever the word mutually exclusive comes, means you have to keep in your mind P of A intersection B is 0. Correct? Same way I can define independent events. Independent means one event is not depend on other. Simple. If the event is occurring, then it is not affect the other event. Correct? Two events A and B are said to be independent events if occurrence of one event does not affect the occurrence of another event. Does not affect the occurrence of another event. Means what? A is separately occur, B is separately occur. Understood? And in that case, P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. This you have to keep in your mind. P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B product into P of B, P of A into P of B, right? And if it is affected, suppose occurrence of event A is affected by occurrence of event B, then that events are called dependent events. Correct? Now, from this, we can define addition theorem. P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Here, from this figure, you get the concept. A, B, I have to find P of A union B is equal to, yes, probability of occurring A plus probability of occurring B, because both are there, union is there, but they have common part here. They have common part, and that common part I have to subtract. So P of A intersection B. Now will you give me the answer of two questions simply? If my event is mutually exclusive, काय होईल बरं? If my event is mutually exclusive, means what? P of A intersection B is 0. I get P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Understood? For mutually exclusive. Similar way, if my events are independent events, then what is the change here? P of A plus P of B minus P of A into P of B. Because P of A intersection B is P of A into P of B. So both, all three definitions keep in your mind. Once again I repeat it. What is that? P of A union B, or you may call P of A or B, no problem. P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. करेक्ट? और युनियनला आपण काही ए और बी म्हणू शकतो आणि इंटरसेक्शन ए अँड बी, नो प्रॉब्लेम. नाउ if mutually exclusive, then P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Same for three events also we can take. For independent, P of A plus P of B, yes, minus P of A into P of B. Now again we define this one. P of, from this definition, from this figure we get the idea. P of A bar intersection B. A bar means A complement. A complement intersection B. So outside part, intersection with B. So here A complement intersection with B, this part we have to remove. Correct? So P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of B minus P of A intersection B. Similar way, P of A intersection B complement is equal to P of A minus P of A intersection B. Understood? So these are the basic concept we have to use to solve a problem. Now in our next lecture we will solve the problem based on this.